Hi guys.
Jazz hands. That's Carrie every time she goes on camera. Jazz hands.
Um uh I forgot what I was gonna say with all the jazz
you
hands.
can't do anything because you're like I can't talk when I don't do my jazz hands.
I gotta I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, hi guys, welcome to History of a Haunting. I am Carrie Hopper.
And I'm Laura Augerman.
We are apologizing because we missed last week. And that was entirely my fault. We had a little family emergency, and so we were going to record Wednesday or something last week. And anyway, it just didn't work out. So we're back, and thank you so much for hanging in there with us. As I'm always saying to our audience, Laura, because these guys are just they're champs, and we're very grateful for you guys. So, how are you? What's going on in your little world? You're in a
I'm
different
good.
room.
Yeah, so I got my office back. We had people
Yay.
staying, adult children who came back for a little bit, but now they're gone. The dragons have been slayed, so now I have my office back.
Good. Good.
And so that's nice. That's very nice. Other than that, let's see. Camping, Boy Scouting,
Oh,
school,
right.
children stuff. This one thing actually I have been dying to tell you because
What?
years ago, you and I and Coy went and shot zombies, people dressed up as zombies from a truck with like paintballs,
We
not just
did.
randomly. It was like a thing. We paid. So
Listen, the world is ending. It's happening.
I'm gonna take Zane. They have a big laser tag now out at Rawhide. This big like
Oh, cool.
it's like a fake old western town kind of setup.
Rawhide is the best. Although this rawhide is like a rebrand.
Yes, it's not the original.
It's not the original.
So, but you go and they do the whole zombie thing again, and you have to make it through the
And
old
it's
west town.
laser tag?
hmm
Are
But yeah, you
you
shoot them with lasers instead of like with the
paintball? Are
Mhm.
you in a truck like we were in, or do you like
You're
walk? Ooh,
walking.
that's scary. That is
So
scarier, I think.
I will let you know how it goes. So
Please do.
I think we're gonna do that next weekend. So
That's gonna be a ton of fun.
I'm
That's gonna
really
be a ton of fun.
excited, and I'm
Yeah.
also waiting it for it to not be like 110. So yeah,
Yeah, Jennifer sent me a video. She and Mike were watching the news, and she's like, "Phoenix made our news," and I was like, "What?" And it was about how like you guys had like over 40 days, 100-degree temperatures, and I was like, "Oh," like they were shoot like scenes of Phoenix, like downtown Camelback Mountain, and I was like, I told her, I'm like, "Oh, the video makes me homesick. The audio does not." It was bad.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
still hot.
Yeah.
It's nice up north. Went to the rim. That was
Mhm.
beautiful. Cold, actually, cold, literally cold.
Really?
hmm
Did
At
you
night, it was quite chilly. Well,
yeah,
we camped, but yeah.
yeah, camp. I can't even glamp. Like I go to Payson and I stay, like at the Holiday Inn or something. I'm not camping.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
Boy Scouts frown on me just ditching out to go get a cabin. Like, all right, we'll come back for
they
breakfast in the
frown
morning.
on it. I'd be
Bye.
like, frown away. I don't care. That's funny. They frown on it. So your camping went good. You had a good time. Did you see that
I did.
cryptid? What were we talking about? But
I did not. Um, nope. Saw some fish and tadpoles and
oh.
way too many people, but yeah, it was nice.
Everybody in Phoenix was like, it's too hot. We're going
Seriously,
camping.
it was packed.
Really?
Yeah, but with Canyon Lake, it was packed.
Oh,
It's
Canyon Lake.
beautiful
I
up there
love
too.
Canyon Lake.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I
So,
love
for those
I
of you
miss
that don't know
home.
Arizona, it's up in the mountains, think Rockies, um, pine trees, a beautiful little lake. We went
So
canoeing, and that was
did
really nice.
you really?
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Oh
But
god,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, everybody that had the good sense to get out of Phoenix for that weekend was, I think
was
it was Canyon.
also
Was pretty
canoeing
much
and
there.
looking at tadpoles.
Yep,
Oh, that's
you
good.
got it.
That's good. That's fun. Um, I miss Phoenix. Although, I'm probably, we've got a story about Phoenix today for you guys. Super excited about that one. This one's been on the list forever. We actually were going to do it back in February before we decided to take a hiatus. But so we're going to get to that here in just a little minute. I have been or am going to be very busy while you are shooting zombies with lasers.
Hopefully.
The shop got a wholesale order. Wasn't really sure I was going to do wholesale when I started this little light of mine, but I met a wonderful woman in Gettysburg when I was there for the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. She's actually the woman who did my nose ring, my piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And we became friends, and she's got these salons and she holds these esthetician classes and things like that. And she has placed a giant wholesale order with this little light of mine that I'm very excited about, but it's 800 products. 800. She's 200 bottles of magnesium spray, 200 jars of body butter, 200 jars of I'm making bath salts specifically for her and her students and her shop, and then 200 bottles of shimmer body oil.
Nice.
And that order is going to come in this week, and then we have 3 weeks to get it done and shipped to her. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
You'll get it done. You'll do it.
I
I love
mean,
the magnesium.
I hope so. I've got family here that I've been like, somebody please help me. I want to cry. So I've got folks, to help, but this is a lot. Like my mom and Coy and I sat down today and kind of went through all my recipes and wrote down how much I'm going to need of all the ingredients. And it's like 60 pounds of shea butter, 40 pounds of magnesium salt, 40 pounds of jojoba oil, 40 pounds of sweet almond, pounds. I'm going to be getting flats of shipments coming in probably by the end of the week.
Nice.
And you've been to my house. It's a big house, but it's not that big. We were like, where are we going to put all this stuff? Because it doesn't I have to make everything downstairs because they need the kitchen, right, to melt down the butters and all of that stuff. So it doesn't make sense to bring everything upstairs into the loft where there's room for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, so I've kind of been crazed about that. Just kind of trying to figure out the logistics. And so that's that. I've also got a fall vendor fair that I'm doing on October 12th. And then I'm probably going to have surgery on my ankles in the coming weeks, months, maybe
sorry.
a month or so. Yeah, it sucks. I've got bone spurs growing through my Achilles tendons. So that is very painful and horrible. So, but all that to say, our Halloween line dropped, and I want you to look at it. So I'm going to show you. Go to this little item mine skincare.com. I love that I can share my screen. Let's see, what am I doing here? Here we go. Can you see it?
I can.
Yay! So this is our website. Our Halloween line is called Good Witch, Bad Bitch.
Nice.
And it's all spell and magic themed. We've got 3 lines: Midnight Margaritas, Power of 3, and Toil and Trouble.
I love it. How cute.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I'm super excited about them. Shimmer body oils, sugar scrubs, magnesium sprays, bath bombs. The bath bombs turned out super cute. I'm really
They're
proud of
very cute,
those.
and
Yeah.
they're really nice. I've enjoyed the ones that you sent me.
Oh,
I
hey.
love the eyeball one. I have to so she has these ones that, like, usually look like geodes, but this time they put, like, a little eyeball in the middle, and
Yeah.
they're awesome looking. So that's really cool.
Yeah, Coy did that. Coy came up with that, bless his heart. I think my favorite is the Toil and Trouble the shimmer body oil, because look at how beautiful this is. It's ridiculous.
Very sparkly blue,
It's
but like
very
a
sparkly.
it's a really nice blue.
It is. It's really, I really love it. So come check it out. Halloween collection, obviously running through the end of the month. It's so far, I've got a lot of folks super excited about it. And I've already got orders. So I've got to work on that as well as everything else. I also have a wholesale contract with a wonderful gal down in Georgia, and she's got this a boutique called Enchanted Essentials, and it's all like spell and
Oh, fun.
themed and witch and candles and stuff like that. So our line really fits right in with her brand. So if she sells a lot of it, then it probably would be a permanent thing, the Halloween line that I would do, but just for her shop. So a lot of stuff going on. It's really exciting. So yeah, that's what I got to say. And that's my update with everything, I think.
Cool.
I don't have anything written down. So yeah. Okay. That's all I have. And you have anything?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Yeah. Shop this little light of mine, skincare.com, and use code HOAH15 for 15% off your first order. And we will love you forever. And I'll be your best friend.
That sounds great.
Yes. Okay. We're done. All right. Back to business. Back to business. Sorry. We'll get an
All right.
official ad going one day. All right. Here we go. Laura, tell them what we're talking about.
So today we are going to talk about the Phoenix Lights. And if you don't know what that could be again, never
Could
know.
be again. Might be happening right now.
We're gonna tell you about it, right? I'm inside. I don't know.
And you've got a window in there. Open it.
Right.
Yeah, super excited for this one. And I miss home. So we've got a lot of Arizona locations coming up. But it's our show. We can do what we want.
True. Okay, so
Okay.
what are they called? Sources this time.
Yes.
New Times, Wikipedia, 12 News Phoenix, and KTAR. All right. So the Phoenix Lights, sometimes called the Lights over Phoenix, because otherwise that would be very confusing, were a series of widely cited unidentified flying objects observed in the skies over the southwestern United States of Arizona and Nevada and part of Mexico on March 13th, 1997.
Were you there?
I was. Did you see that? I saw them. Did you see them?
I didn't see them. We were living in central Phoenix. So we were kind of far away, but we didn't see them. But the news, that was all that was on the news for a long time. Did you see them?
They went right over Phoenix.
Did you see them?
Yeah.
Did you?
I think so, yeah.
What time is it?
Confused.
Between 7:30 and 10:30 p.m.
Mhm.
97. What was I doing? Oh, I had, well, yeah.
Probably doing something
I was
wasn't supposed to.
probably, yeah, I actually was, what was I doing? I think I was
working
saving,
age,
I was
so
working 2 jobs. I was saving up money because I was moving to Pittsburgh the next year. So I was saving up money for that. So I was probably working at a hotel somewhere. No idea. I didn't see him. I'm bummed out about it.
Lame.
All right, and so that's the story, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and good night.
All right, so lights of varying descriptions were seen between 7:30 and 10:30 in a space of about 300 miles, apparently not where Carrie was, but from the Nevada line through Phoenix to the edge of Tucson.
Wow, shit. Okay. Was I the only one that didn't see him? Fuck.
Some witnesses described seeing what happened to be seeing what appeared to be a huge carpenter's square. So a carpenter's square, that little like tool that makes a 90-degree angle.
Oh yeah.
But
Yes.
you
So I have a
put it to the side
photo.
and it's like a little V.
Some picture.
Um, so what appeared to be a huge carpenter's square shaped UFO containing 5 spherical lights. Um, there were 2 distinct events involved in the incident: a triangular formation of lights seen to pass over the state, and a series of stationary lights seen in the Phoenix area. Yeah. Um,
Oh, that's the Carpenter Square.
hmm
Okay.
So yeah, it kind of looks like a boomerang, really,
It
like of
does,
light,
yeah, like or
just like
like a
lights.
B-52 plane,
Mm-hmm.
but way bigger.
Yes, much bigger. So on March 13th, a witness at 7:55, a witness in Henderson, Nevada, which is just outside Vegas,
Mhm.
reported seeing a large V-shaped object traveling southeast. At 8:15 p.m., an unidentified former police officer in Paulden, Arizona, reported seeing a cluster of reddish orange lights disappear over the southern horizon. Shortly afterward, there were reports of lights seen over the Prescott Valley, Arizona area.
Huh.
Um, Tim Lay and his wife Bobby, his son Hal, and his grandson Damien Turnage first saw the lights when they were about 65 miles away from them.
I literally am the only person that didn't see these
Hmm.
fucking things.
Yeah, even the baby saw them. I don't know what you were doing. Um, so at first, I like that they named the grandson in his name. He saw them too, just to rub
Right.
it in Carrie's face.
Right.
So at first, the lights appeared to them as 5 separate and distinct lights in an arc shape, as if they were on top of a balloon. But they soon realized that the lights appeared to be moving toward them. So, over the next 10 or so minutes, the lights appeared to come closer. The distance between the lights increased, and they took on the shape of an upside down V.
Okay.
So eventually, when the lights appeared to be a couple of miles away, the family said they could make out a shape that looked like a 60-degree carpenter square with the 5 lights set into it. Yeah. With one at the front and 2 on each side.
Okay, so this one.
Yeah. More like that one. Yeah.
Okay, one at the front and two. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, these are okay.
So I think those ones were actually the later ones in Phoenix. But anyway, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So soon the object with the embedded lights appeared to be moving toward them about 100 to 150 feet above them, traveling so slowly that it gave the appearance of a silent hovering object, which seemed to pass over their heads and went through a V opening in the peaks of the mountain ranges towards Pastoa Peak Mountain and toward the direction of Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport.
Wow. That
Mhm.
I literally used to live by that was where we were living
Mhm.
by Paestoa Peak. Where the hell was I? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I lived in Central Phoenix at the
Did
time.
you?
Central Phoenix or Tempe, I don't remember.
Huh. It
I
wasn't
moved
the Thomas Road area, was it? That house you lived in?
I did live on off Thomas, so that's in like I think my that was my first apartment was like on 44th Street in Thomas.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's like
Anyway,
Central Phoenix.
I was
One witness,
born.
right. One witness from Prescott, who wished to be known only as JR, said he watched a boomerang-shaped object glide over Granite Mountain, and it was at least a mile wide. He
Holy
said,
crap.
"There's no way it was from this planet." Said, "We don't have anything that big." He said, "It was totally silent. I've never seen anything even close to the colors from the exhaust that propelled that thing. It was as
Oh,
big as downtown Prescott and completely blocked out the stars."
wow.
Mhm. So between 8:30 and 8:45 p.m., witnesses in Glendale, which is a suburb northwest of Phoenix, saw the light formation pass overhead at an altitude high enough to become obscured by the thin clouds.
Hmm.
Um, Amateur astronomer Mitch Stanley in Scottsdale, Arizona, also observed the high altitude lights flying in formation through a telescope. And according to him, he says that they were individual airplanes. So at approximately,
Airplanes.
hmm
But okay. Okay.
I'm just listen. I'm giving you all the facts.
You're like, I'm just reporting the news.
Listen, don't attack the messenger, okay?
But
Um, Right. Well,
Okay.
we'll get to you'll hear the official explanation and whatever later.
Okay.
I don't think it holds water, but you can
It
decide.
doesn't
So
sound like
that's
it.
why I'm giving you all the facts. Okay. So at
Cool.
approximately 10 p.m. that same evening, a large number of people in the Phoenix area reported seeing a row of brilliant lights hovering in the sky or slowly falling.
Mm.
So a number of photographs and videos were taken, prompting author Robert Schaefer to describe it as perhaps the most widely witnessed UFO event in history.
It certainly sounds like it, and of course, my dumb ass missed it.
So everyone saw it but Carrie. And fast forward 24 years, and we still don't know what Carrie was doing, but she wasn't watching the Phoenix Lights. But
No idea.
so now a lot more people are talking about and taking UFOs more seriously, right?
Yeah.
So Um, Dr. Lynn, I don't know how to pronounce her name,
Key,
Kitai,
key
uh,
time.
Kitai, watched the Phoenix lights arrive, and she's one of the few people with photographs of them. So, and for years she stayed quiet. She was afraid of being, branded crazy. She said,
Fire.
but now that the military and the government have actually come forward to say, yes, we were studying them in the Pentagon. Um, not necessarily the Phoenix Lights, but UFOs in general.
Sure.
And in the last year and a half, there have been some massive bombshells in the UFO community. For starters, the U.S. government says they're real, and they were researching them. There's the
This is
videos that
brand
came
new information. We had
right.
no idea that they were real.
So the videos from the U.S. Navy that were leaked, and that they were confirmed real, and that they are unidentified objects. Um, So it's not a joke, it's real. Something, even though I don't know what they are, she says, I just wanted to know who they are. Who's driving these things?
Do you have a fucking license for this?
Right, you're fucking speeding. Um, not in my HOA. Okay. Nick Pope
For
led the
real though.
So Nick Pope led the British government's version of the X-Files, like in real life,
Oh,
and
cool.
he's investigated UFO sightings for the Ministry of Defense in the early 90s. For years, there was the statement that these were the people with crazy beliefs, these were conspiracy theorists. Now it seems that these people, they were the people who were right.
God,
So it's something the US government claimed for decades it didn't do.
sure. Gaslighting the whole country.
Right. So the official position of the United States government was we have not had a UFO program, he explained, since the end of 1969 when Project Blue Book was terminated. And nobody is interested in this. I choose my words carefully, but perhaps we were not being told the entire picture.
I have
Yeah.
Project Blue Book, Laura, on the episode
Oh, do
list.
you? Oh, have fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I love all the UFO stuff. So
I know you do.
I really do. But in reality, a handful of military groups have been investigating UFO sightings since 2007 and may still be doing it today. Um, all right. So the official explanation.
Right. Okay, here we
Okay.
go.
So, according to Schaefer, what became known as the Phoenix Lights incident of 1997 consists of two unrelated incidents, although both were the result of activities of the same organization called
Sure.
Operation Snowbird, a pilot training program operated in the winter by the Air National Guard out of Davis Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson. So, Tucson
Operation
astronomer and
Snowbird.
retared Air
Get all
Force.
the old people the fuck out of town.
Right. Scare them if you gotta. Pretend you're a UFO.
Yes, exactly. Scare them if you gotta. Okay, sorry.
So, retired Air Force pilot James Magaha said he also investigated the two separate sightings and traced them both to A-10 Thunderbolt 2 aircraft flying in formation at high altitude,
Sure.
which the pictures don't look like they're in high altitude. But
No, they don't.
and
Hang on. Let
I
me
don't
find.
know since when the jets are lighting themselves up, but supposedly we'll get there.
Look at that.
Okay, yeah. So, um, All right, the first incident, often perceived as a large flying triangle by witnesses, began at approximately 8 p.m. and was due to five A-10 jets from Operation Snowbird following an assigned air traffic corridor and flying under visual flight rules. Federal Aviation Administration rules concerning private and commercial aircraft do not apply to military aircraft, so the A-10 formation displayed steady formation lights rather than blinking collision lights.
Sure.
The formation flew over Phoenix and onto Tucson, landing at the Air Force Base about 8:45.
Hmm.
So the second incident, described as a row of brilliant lights hovering in the sky or slowly falling, hmm, began at
Okay.
10 p.m. and was due to a flare drop exercise by different A-10 jets from the Maryland Air National Guard out of the Air Force Base as part of, Operation Snowbird. So
Why
they
was Maryland
explained
involved?
the exercise as they used slow falling, long burning illumination flares dropped by a flight of four A-10 aircraft on a training exercise in western Pima County. So the flares would have been visible in Phoenix and appeared to hover due to rising heat from the burning flares, creating a balloon effect on their parachutes, which slowed the descent. The lights then appeared to wink out as they fell behind the Sierra Estrella mountain range to the southwest of Phoenix. So the lights likely appeared to black out background stars, as they do,
Sure.
flares,
Flares do that. Yeah. Flares.
because of their brightness, making it hard to see dim objects like stars in the area they laid out.
Hmm.
So, okay. So, a Maryland pilot responding to a March 2007, so this is like 10 years after it happened, media
Right. Yeah.
inquiry, confirmed that he had flown one of the aircraft in the formation that dropped flares on the night in question, um, on the training exercise, and flew training sorties, on the night in question, blah, blah, blah. So basically, he says, he's
Blah blah blah.
blah, blah, blah. He says, yes, okay, we get it.
Okay. It was me. I did it.
Right. He's taken one for the team. Good job. All right. So later comparisons with known military flare drops were reported on local television station, showing similarities between the known military flare drops and the Phoenix lights. So an
Mhm.
analysis of the luminosity, um, the type that they use, determined that the luminosity of such flares at a range of approximately 50 to 70 miles would fall well within the range of the lights viewed from Phoenix.
Sure.
hmm
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
convinced. All right.
What?
Just kidding.
I was like, what? What happened?
They've got me, Carrie.
Have them come pick me up, man. I'm here for this. You don't need to beam me up by my chest plate. I'm here for you. Just drop down a ladder.
Send an invite. I'll be there, bitches.
I
Let's
will
go.
be
I,
there. Come
I will
on.
drive to the forest.
Can you be on my podcast? Right. I'll drive to the forest.
I'll bring snacks. Um, yeah. You muted yourself. Yeah. That says muted on your little thing. I don't know what you did. Maybe we'll just do the whole podcast like this from now on so that
No, I'm actually not talking. Um,
I'm finally going to get a word in.
somehow my music app started to play.
Maybe
I don't
that's the
know.
signal for the invite. Let's go.
All right, bye guys. We're going to space. Okay. All right. So other
What song
explanations.
was it?
I
Was
don't
it
know. Let me see. What song was it? Uh
is it
oh, I
Rocket
had
Man?
some help. More Post Malone.
Oh, well that's not as exciting. I was hoping for like Rocket Man or something really telling me.
Rocket
All right.
Man. Yeah. All right, Howard Wolowitz. Okay.
Ground control.
The Major. Oh God.
See. All right, sorry, I'll stop. Go.
Now you got me started. Engines on. Okay. Other explanations. So skeptics of the idea that the Phoenix Lights were UFOs offer alternative explanations that emphasize more mundane and conventional causes. We don't really like these. We don't really want to tell you what they are, but we should. I don't know why. So basically, they include human perception and memory. So skeptics point out that perception and memory can be fallible, which, okay, that's fair. They say witnesses might have misinterpreted or exaggerated what they saw, and the collective memory of the event may have been influenced by media coverage and discussions. I don't really know.
It's hard because
Eh,
there's like pictures.
Kind of,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know,
Like,
a lot of people saw it.
yeah, except me. So you
Except
guys probably were all having the same fever dream at the same time, is what I think.
Mhm.
Um, the other one is mass hysteria. I don't remember everybody getting hysterical about it, but skeptics suggest that widespread reports of the Phoenix Lights may be attributed to a form of mass hysteria or a psychological phenomenon in which people influence one another's perceptions and memories. I literally do not remember everybody going that crazy about it. Do you?
No, I mean, I remember, like, kind of the news reports afterwards for a while, like,
Mhm.
because the governor was an idiot and stuff and, like, whatever. So, but, yeah, no. Like,
Mass
it was
hysteria. Yeah, no, I don't
and
think
they
this
came
is.
out with their explanation. It was like, "Okay, everybody shut up. Go about your
Kind
day."
of, yeah,
Mhm.
at that point, everybody was like, "Fine, whatever, it's that's not what it
And,
was,"
I
but
mean, this is 1997, so
yeah.
everybody had pagers and maybe a brick cell phone or a larger Nokia
The rich people
thing.
had the brick cell phones.
Right. So, I mean, we're still talking like it was still a pain in the ass. No, I think we had, we have flip phones? Probably.
Yeah,
The
I
cool,
no, not flip
probably.
phones,
No,
not
but
flip
the
phones
bigger
just yet.
ones, like the
I had one
annoying
of the
ones.
big Motorola ones
Mhm.
that had the little,
So
um
we didn't have, what I'm trying to say is we didn't have cameras at the ready to take photos.
right. Click.
Yeah.
Yeah. At our fingertips at all times.
Hmm.
But no, I don't think it was mass hysteria at all. I think that's a dumb one. Another one is misidentified celestial objects. So others propose that witnesses might have misidentified celestial objects or atmospheric phenomena, such as planets, stars, or unusual cloud formations. Really?
Not for this one, but I could say sure for some times if you're looking in this, of course you
Yeah.
could see something and be like, "Oh my god, it's UFO." Really, it's Starlink. You know what I mean? But like,
Right. Right, exactly. But unusual cloud formations, that seems a little thin. Um, the other thing could be social and cultural influences. So some suggest that the possibility that social and cultural factors played a role in shaping the interpretation of events. Media coverage and pre-existing beliefs about UFOs may have influenced how witnesses perceived and reported the lights. Again, that is basically, in my opinion, everybody who says they saw it, that's basically painting them as, a little weak in the mind.
right. And I think again, referring to the time, like you didn't know about shit unless you actually watched the news or picked up a newspaper, okay, or
Mhm,
somebody told
yeah,
you, or called you at
right.
home on
Right.
your
Kids,
landline.
I
Um,
know it sounds like a scary time. It was a little crazy to be alive back then, but, yeah, there was
right,
the internet wasn't as readily available as it is today.
right. And you would hear a very fun sound while you listen to it connect. So, but there wasn't like, it wasn't like it was up on Instagram in like 2 seconds and everybody was like,
Right.
"Oh wow, me
Yeah.
too, me too, me too."
As it's happening, there's no, like,
Mm,
live TikToking or whatever. Um,
I can see that being a
so
way bigger thing now than it was then.
oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm,
Um, it is important to note that skepticism doesn't necessarily dismiss the experience of the witnesses, but it seeks to provide a plausible and conventional explanation for observed phenomena, which I get it. Laura, you and I are paranormal investigators. It's kind of what we do. Um, So while some skeptics find the military flares explanation plausible, others acknowledge that some aspect of the Phoenix Lights incident remain unexplained. Avi Loeb, who is a professor of science and director of the Institute for the Theory and Computation at Harvard University, so Mr. Smarty Pants, said, we need scientific quality data from instruments that are calibrated and under control to make progress about the nature of UAPs. That sounds way more involved than my tiny brain can handle. My weak mind can handle. I'm going to leave that to the Harvard folks. Congress has defined a UAP as objects that cannot be readily identifiable, and we do not know their origins. As the Pentagon and NASA have noted, there is no evidence for extraterrestrial life. However, they have also both stated UAP are a serious issue and deserves serious attention. He goes on to say, we don't know for sure what flew over Phoenix or who is responsible, and we will likely never know. We don't have enough data to work with. Again, we all know this rationale has been debunked. They've come out and said, yeah, they're real, and we've got stuff going on with that. So have there been any similar sightings since the Phoenix Lights? So since that happened in 1997, there have been numerous reports of UFO sightings around the world. So here are a few notable examples. According to history.com, the Chicago O'Hare UFO sighting. In November 2006, airline employees and pilots at Chicago O'Hare International Airport, what up? It's where I was flying into when I was coming to see Jennifer in Pittsburgh. They reported a saucer-shaped object hovering over gate C-17. That's specific. The object then reportedly shot up through the clouds, leaving a hole in the cloud cover. The incident generated media attention and discussions within the UFO community. The Stephenville Lights. So in a year later, in January 2008, residents of Stephenville, Texas, reported seeing strange lights and formations in the sky. Witnesses described bright lights moving at high speeds and in unusual patterns. Then there was
the thing on that. Do you know anything about the Stephenville Lights?
No.
It's fairly actually really close to kind of what happened in Phoenix.
Really? Okay. Well,
and it's a lot of people who, and they didn't want to say anything about it because they were like, I don't want everybody to think I'm nuts.
Right? Now everyone's like, oh yeah, UFO, I've been abducted. It's not any. Now everyone's like, really? That's cool. Instead of you're a loon. Right. So there was also the Jerusalem UFO incident. I've never heard of this either. Have you?
Not until I wrote this. Yeah.
Okay. So in January 2011, a video surfaced showing a bright light hovering over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. The light then appeared to shoot up into the sky. The authenticity of the video, however, has been debated. Now there are Phoenix Lights anniversary sightings. That's sweet. On anniversaries of the Phoenix Lights, there have been reports of lights or formations in the sky, often near the Phoenix area. Some of these reports have been attributed to military exercises or other causes. They occasionally reignite public interest in the original incident. It is worth noting that there are a lot of military bases in and around Phoenix, Luke Air Force Base, Davis Monthan. Like there's a number of them. So it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that they were doing something, because we're always seeing those planes in the sky, generally during the day. I don't know as anybody's ever been like, hey, check it out, they're doing maneuvers in the middle of the night.
Plus they're loud. Like that's
they're
the other
super
thing.
Loud.
Like if it had been so many jets, like you can hear them
really,
for a
really
long
can.
time.
Yes, you absolutely can. And I don't know how people live near Luke Air Force Base. I'm like, this is way too loud. Although I did, when Coy and I lived in San Diego, we did live near Miramar. And that was pretty loud. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you were excited to talk about this? So do you want to do this next section?
Sure. Okay. So All right, so this is just a little added fun time thing. So Kurt Russell, everybody knows who Kurt Russell is, right?
Love Kurt Russell.
Right. Okay. Big Trouble in Little China. Come on. Okay. So the movie star, he claims he saw the UFOs over Phoenix, and not just any UFOs, but the ones that were the Phoenix Lights.
Oh my
So
God.
during an interview on the British Broadcasting Company, um,
BBC. Sorry.
right, he said he was flying his private plane into Phoenix on March 13th, 1997, when he spotted the phenomenon that became known as the Phoenix Lights. So he's a licensed pilot, one would hope.
Got
Um,
it.
right. So he reported the lights to the control tower at Sky Harbor International Airport, and he was probably the first person to officially log the sighting. Um,
So let me get this straight. I not only miss the Phoenix Lights, but I miss Kurt Russell.
yes, also
What the hell
he
am I
was
doing
like right
then?
behind them.
Oh
Just
my God.
so right. So the lights have been the subject of speculation and debate in the 20 years since they appeared. And that was aided by the fact that the rational explanation for the lights didn't surface until July. So by that time, the notion of them being mysterious objects had already taken root.
Yeah.
Um, so Kurt said absolutely uniform V shape. He said on the BBC's The One Show. The interview was taped in April as Russell was promoting the movie, one in which his character, the godlike ego, travels in a highly advanced spacecraft.
Wait, wait,
So,
wait a minute. Wait. Is this when he was talking about it then years later?
years later, he didn't
So
even
it was when he was
realize.
filming Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
hmm or one. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
But okay. So Russell said, I'm going to declare it's unidentified, it's flying, and it's six objects. Russell said he then flew back to LA and didn't think of it again. Um, 2 years later, his wife, Goldie Hawn, was watching a documentary about the Phoenix Lights. Something about the lights looked familiar, Russell said on the BBC show. So he said he was feeling like Richard Dreyfuss in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Telling you what,
um,
man.
so Russell said he heard the narrator say the lights were reported by general aviation pilot who was landing. He said, I'd never thought of it since then, but I said, that was me. That was me.
Oh my God.
Russell said he went back to his logbook and saw that the date matched up that he flew into Phoenix on that day. He said, had I never seen that show, I never would have thought about it again.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That is super wild.
That's
That's
crazy.
super wild. So UFO sightings are fairly common in the Phoenix area. There are reports of strange lights in the desert sky multiple times every year. According to a 2014 Washington Post article, Arizona has the highest number of UFO sightings per capita in the country.
I mean, I think that my bet would probably also be on New Mexico.
I
There's something
think
about the sky here, though. Like you can see
they
really
love the
far.
freaking deserts.
Also, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I
they
think
definitely like it warm.
yeah, I know that there have been a number of like
And I know that was
documentaries and
outdated, but I was like, well, that's interesting still.
it's absolutely interesting. I love that.
Mhm,
Especially the desert like around Ajo,
mhm,
um where it's like the smaller towns, they just seem to love that area. Those, Bisbee down, by Tombstone and,
mm. Well, and I think you can see so far in the desert because it's generally flat,
flat.
um,
Yep.
and lower, like close to sea level. So you have a tendency to
Yeah.
have like these huge skies, and you can just see really far,
Yeah.
and so you can see them
And
trying
when
to
you get
sneak up on you.
outside the lights of the city, yeah,
Mhm.
then it's really I'm actually kind of surprised that there are no dark sky areas in Arizona.
I think around the Grand Canyon, a lot of the national parks are.
Okay.
They just were never like truly designated as long as they um like a lot of I think some of them were changing their bulbs to be dimmer at night. Like now,
Wow, that's interesting.
mm,
Hmm.
Zion is now, I think,
Hmm.
and I think Arches is right next to Moab, so probably not. But yeah, it's interesting. But you go right. I mean, just being up at the rim, and we were pretty close to a major town,
Yeah.
and you could still just see all the stars.
Yeah.
It's great. Like,
That's why I love living here. And you've seen it. We're kind of remote. It's kind of a rural area where I live. We're outside of Raleigh by like almost 30 miles outside of Raleigh proper.
mhm,
And the sky is there's way more stars out here because we don't have that, the glow of the city lights.
yeah, I
And
do.
Raleigh's really small as compared to Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, Phoenix is like what, the fifth largest city in the U.S.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. When we were looking into places to move, we were looking at Raleigh and we were like, okay. Phoenix, I think the last census it was like 500, somewhere around 500,000 people in Raleigh, and
mhm,
Phoenix is 1.7 million.
mhm.
I was like, yeah, that's where we need to go. Um but I do miss my home and I really need to I'm going to lay in bed tonight and think what was I doing in March of 1997? I wasn't old enough to drink yet. I mean, I was drinking with my friends because back then they weren't too hard on the IDing people in bars.
No.
No. Um, but yeah, I'll have to figure out where I was because I missed a lot. I missed UFOs, I missed aliens, and Kurt Russell. Now I'm
It was
just
not a
upset.
good day for you.
That was not a good day. That
It's a
was
good thing you didn't know.
I mean, right? God, at least I'm old enough now where I could just, accept it and move on.
Right.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Kurt Russell. He's the best. Uh, I'm bummed
Mhm.
out. I feel so left out. I have serious FOMO.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's awful. Anyway, did you guys see the Phoenix Lights? Let us know. And if you saw like, wherever you are, like Indiana Lights or whatever, have you seen a UFO? That's basically what we want to know. Travis Walton is still one of my favorite UFO topics we've covered.
Oh my God. I saw that movie literally right before I moved to Arizona from the Midwest. And I was
Really,
like, I'm never going in the forest. Like, I'm never leaving Phoenix. I'm never
seriously.
going
I
up
mean, and they were like on like the road.
there.
Um, there's a lot of reasons not to go in the forest.
So many.
Bears, serial killers, UFOs. Um, yeah, so Travis Walton is my favorite. I can't remember. There's a number of other UFO cases that we're gonna cover as well, guys. Because that's another popular topic. Our listeners really like the UFO story, so we've got more to bring to you. Um, and hopefully, you know what? Maybe one of us will get abducted, and we can come to you live from the spaceship.
I mean, here's hoping.
And here's hoping. Yeah, Laura was like, I think I'm gonna said something a couple weeks ago, like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna die. And I'm like, if you do, you still have to record, and that's really gonna be important. That one you have to come to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I
So
went to Roswell, few weeks back, and so it's
that
yeah,
I actually think. Let me look. I'm just gonna look.
it's
Just
super
look.
kitschy. There's really nothing going on in Roswell except for being kitschy, but it was very
It's
fun.
everything that we
I did
hope.
pass by the Very Large Array, which is all the radio telescopes where they're getting all the crazy images from deep space, and which was cool because it
Yeah.
just randomly all these giant telescopes in the middle of the desert. Um, oh, and we went to Lincoln, New Mexico, which is really cool. And
Yeah,
we're
that's you
gonna
were
talk
telling
about
us.
that one on
Yeah,
a
you were
future
telling us
episode
last
too. So
week before.
yeah, yeah. But
We actually have a lot of Arizona locations coming up. Phoenix Lights, we've got revisit of Phelps Dodge, revisit of the Jerome Grant. I'm like, maybe we should shuffle some of this around. Like, there's more to the world than Arizona. I just miss my home. I just miss my home.
Homesick Carrie's been writing the episode list. So all right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys
Yeah. Thanks,
for coming to
guys.
Phoenix, and
Yeah. Thanks, Laura, for writing it. This was a good story.
oh
This is a good
yay,
one.
it was fun. And
Next
we
week, what do we have coming up? Oh, next week we're leaving
Scotland,
the country.
I think, right? Scotland? Are we going
Yep,
to Scotland? Say it.
we're
Yes.
going to Scotland. We're not really going. I wish we were.
Hmm,
But we're talking about a Scottish location, so we're super excited about that one. Um,
for sure.
that's all I have. Yeah.
Right.
There's really nothing more to say, but you know, don't be a loser like me, and make sure that you see the UFOs when everyone else does in your 1.7 million person city you live in, and everyone saw it but you. I'm so upset with myself. Anyway, I'll move on. It's okay. I'll move on, guys. That's all we have. And as always, oh, you guys have got to make sure that you listen to this week is Laura's short story for our snack size episodes coming out on Wednesday. You guys have got to listen to it because it is the most hysterical banana shit ever. I love it. It's one of my very, very favorites that she's done. So that'll drop on Wednesday. Um, so anyway, shop This Little Light of Mine Skincare, HOAH15 to get 15% off your first order. Our Halloween line is out. And Laura, our time has come. It is going to be October. This comes out Monday. So tomorrow it's October. And then spooky season is officially here, even though it's spooky season all year round for History of a Haunting. That's all.
All right.
All right. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We will see you next week. We're going to Scotland, and stay safe out there because you never know who
Or what?
is majorly happening and you're freaking missing it. So always be prepared and stay outside so you don't miss UFOs or
That seems
something.
like a lot of work, but all right.
That,
See you guys. Thank you.
that seems like a lot of work.